When you think of a crocodile, what comes to mind? Probably a flash of teeth, right? A powerful tail, that cold, ancient stare. For thousands of years, we've seen them as just raw, untamable power. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the monster we think we know is actually a masterpiece?
So are they just these mindless monsters, lurking in the water? Or could they be one of nature's most perfect and most enduring masterpieces? That's exactly what we're going to dive into today. And to get to the truth, we've got to look past that scary reputation. We're going to peel back the layers on this incredible animal, and I think you'll be surprised to find a creature that's way more complex and way more important than you ever thought.
All right, so our story starts a long, long time ago. We're talking about a blueprint for survival that has been put to the test for millions of years and is passed with, well, flying colors. Okay, just look at this timeline. The sheer scale of it's mind-blowing. The whole crocodile family tree, it started way back in the Triassic period, right alongside the very first dinosaurs. They thrived through the Jurassic. But here's the kicker, the really crucial part. They survived the big one, the KPG extinction event. Yeah, the same asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs, it couldn't take out the crocodiles. They are, and I mean this literally, living fossils. So how? How in the world do you survive for over 200 million years? Well, the secret is baked right into their biology. Let's take a look at the incredible toolkit that makes this animal the ultimate apex predator. Let's start with just one number. Get ready for this. 3,700 psi. That's pounds per square inch. To put that in perspective, that is the strongest bite force ever measured in any living animal. It's a level of power that's, well, it's hard to even wrap your head around it. They can crush bone, shatter turtle shells like it's nothing. This is the engine of their survival. And believe it or not, that incredible bite is just one piece of the puzzle. Their entire body is a weapon. Their skin is basically a suit of armor reinforced with these bony plates called scutes. They've got a transparent third eyelid. Think of it like built-in swimming goggles for seeing underwater. And that huge tail, it's pure muscle, launching them through the water like a torpedo. It all comes together for that signature move, the patient, quiet, and then explosive ambush. But it's not all just brute force. Crocs are also incredibly, well, sophisticated. Their skin is covered in these tiny little sensory pits that are actually more sensitive than our own fingertips. They can feel a single drop of water hit the surface nearby. It's like they have this high-tech detection grid built in, turning the water itself into an extension of their body. Just amazing. So, there you have it. A perfectly engineered predator. Case closed, right? Wrong. Not even close. Because this is where the story gets really interesting. Okay, so on one hand, you've got the myth. The mindless, solitary, aggressive brute we all picture. But the reality, what scientists are really just starting to fully appreciate, is something else entirely. We're talking about complex communication, social hierarchies, and, get this, gentle parental care. It's just astonishing. And nothing shows this better than how a mother cares for her young. A mother croc doesn't just lay her eggs and leave. Oh no. First, she builds this carefully constructed nest out of vegetation, which actually acts like a natural incubator. Then, she guards that nest like her life depends on it, fighting off any predators. And when the babies finally hatch, she uses those same jaws, remember, the 3,700 psi jaws, to gently, so gently, carry her hatchlings to the water. It's just an incredible display of tenderness from an animal we think of as a monster. And they're not silent either. Crocodiles actually have a whole range of sounds they use to communicate. From these deep rumbles that we can barely hear, which they use to talk over long distances, to tiny chirps.
The babies even chirp from inside the egg to let mom know they're ready to hatch. It's a secret social world happening right there, just beneath the surface of the water.
Okay, so we've seen the crocodile as a monster, then as a perfect machine, and now as a gentle mother. But there's one last piece to this puzzle, and it might be the most important one of all: their role as guardians of their entire ecosystem. You know, biologists have a special term for this kind of animal, a keystone species. And the name is perfect. Think of the keystone in an arch, that one stone at the very top. If you pull it out, the whole thing comes crashing down. Well, that's exactly the role crocodiles play in their world. So how do they do it? Well, for starters, their hunting helps keep other animal populations healthy and balanced. The big burrows they dig become life-saving shelters for other creatures during a drought. Even their old nests create new habitats for fish and birds. They're not just living in their environment, they're actively building and shaping it. They're true ecosystem engineers. So let's go back to that first question we asked. Monster or masterpiece? I think the evidence speaks for itself. The crocodile is a complex, ancient, and absolutely vital masterpiece. It's a survivor that has totally mastered its world for millions of years. The only question left is whether we can make sure it still has a place in ours.